Hello and welcome to the Eliot Estate. Tonight I'm going to take the time to tackle this beast of a vine behind me. This is our silver lace vine, aka invasive in some areas because of its vigor and growth in 1 year. I was reading somewhere that this vine can grow 10 to 15 feet tall in one season. It is incredible. If you need an instant big vine to cover like maybe a privacy area or whatever, this is a great vine for that. So I am going to be tackling pruning it because it is like a once every couple week job that I have to do to keep it in check. So let me show you what we're going to be tackling tonight. You can just see how massive this vine is, and this is its like 5th growing season, I would think. I had it here a couple of years, but before it moved here, I had it at my shop, and it was in these cast iron pots, are very similar to. And I was trying to get it to grow up over the door. It was more in like a north facing shade area, so it wasn't quite as vigorous, but here in the full sun, it absolutely loves this spot. So I have it climbing over a wood trellis situation, and I didn't end up cutting it back because I usually try and cut it back every spring to about like way below the deck line, and that does help. This year I kept it in full glorious growth because I do love just the bulkiness and just the beautiful like little magical arch that we usually have. So you can see that it's quite woolly. Let's go down through and I'll show you from above, but you can see how woolly it is, and it's just time for its weekly trim. So I do love this vine for its fast and vigor growth, but we have to constantly keep it in check because we don't want it growing into the siding and ruining anything. Don't want it growing in the gutters. So it is a very high maintenance vine. It is beautiful. You can see there's a few small blooms up here at the top. I'll see if I can get some footage of that, but it does have white blooms, and it flushes like maybe once or twice in a season. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to take my hedge trimmers to it, and I'm going to shave off over here. It's growing into my hydrangeas over here, and it's kind of coming out through the stairs. It is literally taking over. So zones, I don't know if I mentioned, zones 4 through 8 on this vine. And if you are needing a fast grower, this is it. However, just be aware that it is invasive in some areas. And Taylor, my husband, would say that this is quite invasive. It is very high maintenance. So I'm going to take the hedge trimmers to it, and then we're going to do all the cleaning up of the vine. You can see that it's starting to go over here on our stair railing. And we do have stair railing for here. So if you're wondering what these posts are for, we have stair railing that we just need to install. There's one panel that will come down on each side, of course. And yeah, we're just gonna do some cleanup because she needs a little haircut and we need to get it out of the siding. So let's begin and let's start tackling this beast. All done and cleaned up, so much better. Got it out of the siding over here, and I could have probably taken off a little bit more over here. It's a little uneven. However, I just didn't have a good way of accessing it. and I got rained out last night, so I had to start over today, or finish up today, I should say. And so we had a bunch of rain last night, and then even this morning it's overcast and the stairs are really slick, so I was trying to be really careful. So that's why it's a little uneven up there. But oh, I love how magical this vine is, but man, it is intense. I had to go underneath our deck. We plan to put like wood or something up here on the underside, but I had to come in here. There's a bunch of vines that were trying to take over underneath. Of course, they didn't grow as fast, but they were going into the window down here and just crawling along the floor or the ground. So I came under there, clipped all those out. I ended up taking a little bit off of the railing over here because it will just eat up this entire railing. It will eat up the chair or the lounge little swing there, but it looks so much better. Every time I do a prune job on it, I do try and get it to sweep off the stairs, because what likes to happen is a bunch of leaf debris likes to collect under there, and I don't want it to be rotting out the stairs. So I try to keep the branches off the stairs as much as possible. And then even under here, I come underneath and I clean up all the leaf debris down there so nothing is setting on the deck. But wow, isn't that just so fun? I love the architecture and just like the texture of the leaves, it reminds me of like a little hobbit door or something. I like to keep that little arch there. And it does have, I think I mentioned yesterday, little white blooms. I've heard that the silver lace vine does smell. I haven't noticed any smell from it. So maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a maturity thing or something, but I did uncover some of the undergrowth, which is totally fine because I know it'll grow right back in a week. But man, what a task. It was a big undertaking and it needed done so bad. So I just kind of chopped off the sides. And actually, if I swing around here, not to make you guys sick, this is what the arch looks like, or what the trellis or arch kind of looks like underneath of it. We just had, I think these are 6x6 posts, and then like, I don't know, like 1 by the 8 to 12 inch, I don't know, and then we kind of chopped them at an angle. So that's what it looks like underneath of the silver lace vine. You can see there's 2 of them there, and it just overtakes it. And check out all of the trimmings. It took over a full wheelbarrow of trimmings, and that's like packed full. So if you are thinking about adding a silver lace vine into your garden, just know that it's going to take a lot of maintenance if you want it in like this form. You know, there are some spots in the garden where you want a really aggressive vine, maybe for like a privacy hedge or fence or whatever it may be. You know, in this case, it would be really appropriate just to let it run wild and that kind of thing. But here on the arch, you know, we're walking through this every day. It does take a bit of maintenance each week just to like prune it back and trim it up and that kind of thing. But I love how fast and vast and just how much it just took over in just a short amount of time. Like I said, it's I think second or third year here in this spot, and we did have it at our shop earlier in previous years in urns in a north facing direction, so it didn't grow as fast. But here it gets full sun and it just does its thing. So anyway, I just wanted to show you how I take care of our silver lace vine and what I do to keep it pruned up in a beautiful little arch shape. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for visiting the Eliot estate. See you later.